Is this thing on? Hello, hello? Uh-oh. Another yapper with a mic. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Napkin in Between podcast. I am your host, Dejanay Jones. I hope everyone's been having a good week, except for that orange drink lady. Of course. Oh, nothing. Why did my voice crack? That was so crazy just now. That was so embarrassing. Let's take two. Oh, nothing. Just Ginger Nay back in the building, bitch. Oh my God, I'm Ginger and I have braids. Like, we have a little special 2-for-1 right now because, first of all, I love being ginger. I feel like this is just the hair color that like fits me very well. Like, it's tea. But also, I have been talking for like a month or so now about how I couldn't wait until my hair was long enough for me to finally get braids. It is long enough and we have braids and I'm just so excited. I'm so excited because, again, I have been wanting braids for a very long time. But I feel like every time I do something different with my hair, I find out a little something that I didn't know about being bald. Because nobody warned me. I'm very happy with my braids. I love them. But they're so fucking itchy. Like, my scalp has been so itchy since I got them. And I just feel like it's probably because, like, the only thing that makes sense, I was talking to Talia about it, like, maybe just my scalp is no longer used to braiding hair. I don't know. It's been like 5 months since the last time I had braids. So I'm like, did it really change that much in 5 months? But I think I just got so used to being bald. I guess 5 months is a lot of time. I don't know. I have no perception of time, so it doesn't really feel like that much. But like, once I really think about it, maybe that is a lot of time. But I feel like I just got so used to being bald that, like, I'm just not used to having hair now. Like, when I started wearing a wig, I was overstimulated as fuck. Like, I could feel the wig on the back of my neck and like my scalp. Like, it was just a lot. And now I feel like I'm experiencing the same thing with these braids. And I'm just like, fuck. Like, I'm trying to get used to it. I'm keeping the braids in for at least a week because I'm going on a cruise next week. So they'll be in for at least 2 weeks. But I swear, I have been like, damn, I kind of want to take this out because just like, I hate itchy. I hate being itchy. I hate my scalp feeling like this. And I've tried so many different things. Like, I've sprayed my scalp with water, probably overdoing it. Like, these braids are going to fall out any minute because I'm just constantly spraying my scalp with water. I've tried oil. I've tried leave-in conditioner. Like, I've tried so many things. And I feel like nothing is really soothing my scalp the way that I want it to. It feels pretty good right now. I just went to Ulta and got the Sacred Protective line. And so there's this one scalp balm. And I put that on last night and also sprayed my hair with the scalp refreshing spray, also from the Sacred line. That seems to be helping the most right now. I still feel a little itch, but it's not as bad as it was before I tried that. But something's got to give because I don't care. I will rip these braids the fuck out. I hate itchy. I hate like my scalp feeling this right now. But anyway, the peak of my week was getting my hair braided because honestly, I was a little bit nervous to get these braids because I had sent a photo of my hair to a braiding shop that I had found on 125th, and I asked her, like, do you think you can grip my hair? And she was like, yeah, I can grip it. And I was like, okay, so she can grip it, which is great, but like, is it gonna hurt? You know what I mean? Like, is she gonna be gripping my scalp and my thoughts and, you know, like my brain meat? Like, what's gonna happen? And honestly, the braids are secure, but they're not tight, which is good. That was what I was worried about, is that they were gonna have to be overly tight for her to grip my hair. But once she blew my hair out and then like started adding gel or whatever, it was actually a lot longer than I thought it was. I have like, shrinkage is crazy, which I love my shrinkage because it's a sign that your hair is healthy. So once I learned that, I was like, okay, period. I love shrinkage now. We've changed our perspective. But it's always so surprising to me, like my hair shrinks a lot. And so I didn't realize how long it actually had gotten, but yeah, I'm just really excited, and I feel like I can do more styles now, which I've loved being bald, and it's been amazing, and I've learned so much about myself, and just like my confidence. It was a crazy confidence boost. But I'm excited to be able to do styles again and get braids and other things like that. So that's definitely been the peak of my week, because I get bored with my hair. Like, I loved being bald. It was obviously to just get up and go, and again, huge boost in my confidence. But I like to switch up my hair. I like to do different things and try different styles and stuff like that. So that's definitely the peak of my week, is just being able to finally like get into that. I guess I could have been doing this all along. Like, I could have been wearing wigs or whatever, but I wanted to be bald, and also it was summer, so nobody wants to wear a wig in the summer. It's like a fucking helmet. But anyway, that has been the peak of my week, is being able to change up my hair, get my braids, which I love, even though they're a little itchy. If anybody has any recommendations, please tell me, because the scalp is so itchy. I will say again, it has been better since I used the Sacred Protection line, but if anybody has any other recommendations, please leave them in the comments. I would really appreciate that. That has been the peak of my week. Please tell me the peak of your week, something that made you smile, kept you grounded, kept you sane in the chaos of the world. Segueing into what we're going to talk about today, as we all know, Taylor Swift recently released an album called The Life of a Showgirl. And the album has gotten some reviews that honestly were a little surprising to me. I've been seeing Swifties, or people who have claimed that they've been Swifties for years, be like, actually, what is this? Like, this is her worst album. The lyrics are weird. Like, just like people are not feeling this album. And it's feeling like people are finally starting to understand. And when I say people, I mean mainly Swifties or Taylor Swift fans, are starting to realize what we have been saying all along, that Taylor Swift is quite mediocre, and there's not really been much growth in her career, and that, I mean, she's just been praised for the majority of her career for being a mediocre white woman. So I made a video, not about the album, because admittedly I did not listen to it. I've heard snippets here and there, and I've heard all I need to hear. But I made a video about why I feel like Taylor Swift has risen to the fame and popularity that she has. And I'm going to put the video in here that I posted on TikTok and Instagram or whatever for you guys to see. Taylor Swift has the fame and popularity that she has today mainly for two reasons. Number one, she's a mediocre white woman. And she reminds other mediocre white women in J-Lo that not only is mediocre okay, but it can get you very far. And I know what you're going to say, oh my God, but she's an amazing songwriter. Think about it, I'm going to hold your hand with a napkin in between when I say this. She's been writing about the same thing for 20 years. If I were writing about the same thing for 20 years, I should be pretty good at it too. I don't And not only has she been writing the same album with different font for 20 years, but nothing about her has improved. Her dancing is still the same as it was 20 years ago. Again, she's writing about the same thing. She literally has not improved in any way in her career. And why is that? Because she's a mediocre white woman, and y'all will praise her for being a mediocre white woman. She knows she doesn't have to do anything more. Whatever she does, whatever she puts out, y'all are going to buy it. Number two, and I know y'all are not ready for this one, but ready or not, here I come. Y'all still see her as a little girl who was bullied by the big scary black man on the VMA stage in 2009. Now, friendly reminder, multiple things can be true at once. Kanye was dead the fuck wrong for doing that in that moment, and at the very same time, y'all have been infantilizing and coddling this woman since it happened. That's also why y'all feel the need to constantly compare Taylor Swift to Beyonce, because in that moment, Kanye was praising Beyonce over Taylor Swift, and so since that moment, y'all have felt the need to protect Taylor Swift and defend her virtue, and prove why she deserved that award and other praises over Beyonce, and have never let Beyonce know a day of peace, even though number one, Beyonce was mortified in that moment and did not want Kanye to do that. And number two, when Beyonce was on the stage, she brought Taylor back on the stage to give her her moment. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk, and if you disagree with me, I could not give a fuck less. Hope this helps. Peace and love. Talk to you later. And so after I posted that video, I decided to do something a little bit scary. I went through the comments because I knew that there were going to be Swifties in the comments defending Taylor Swift, and I wanted to see what their arguments were, to see if any of them were being reasonable, or even hearing what I had to say, or what their counter argument was to my arguments. And so I screenshot a couple of them, and I wanted to read them and respond to them, because I'm always open to discussion, as long as, you know, it's a healthy discussion and you want to argue in good faith, or we're not arguing about something idiotic like people's human rights. And so I went through the comments, and I just wanted to see what people were saying. And so I'm going to read some of the responses that I got from Swifties and respond to them. So the first comment reads, y'all say this with so much confidence, having only heard like 5 of her 250 songs. She's popular because she worked for it. She wrote her songs. People liked them. Hence why she just wrapped up the biggest tour of all time. If she was mediocre, then she wouldn't have collected such a large fan base. So first and foremost, what if I said that if you've heard 5 of her songs and you've heard all 250? Then what? You know what I mean? Second of all, to say that, oh, she must not be mediocre because she has such a large following is such a baseless argument. Because someone having a large following does not mean that they're good. Like, I feel like that's common sense. No. For example, look at who is president of the United States right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, to use that as an argument, like, oh, well, clearly she's not mediocre because look how many people follow her, da-da-da. That doesn't mean that she's not mediocre. And this is my issue with a lot of Swifties. And like, again, if you want to have an open discussion about this, I'm open to that. But I feel like their arguments are not based in like real life. You know what I mean? Like, for like, even this person said, oh, she just wrapped up the biggest tour of all time. I don't know that that's real. Is that true? What's the source? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it a big tour? Probably. It was probably a major tour. But biggest tour of all time? Like, y'all just be talking out of your fucking asses. Like, give me, what's the source? Let me see the source. If I'm wrong, prove me wrong. What's the source for that? And then they say things like, oh, but she worked really hard for it. Which I'm not at all doubting. I'm sure she's worked. She's worked. But let's also not, we can't deny the fact that her father is she comes from an extremely wealthy family. Okay? Like, her father paid for some of her career as well. We can't deny that. That's like, people are like, oh, well, she's a self-made billionaire, da-da-da-da. She comes from wealth. Saying that Taylor Swift is a self-made billionaire is the same as saying that Kylie Jenner is a self-made billionaire. Neither one of them are self-made billionaires. They came from wealth. Like, let's be so fucking for real. The next comment says, this is objectively not true. The range she has in her albums is extremely clear. Clear to who? Okay. But hey, she clearly doesn't need the support of a mediocre colored girl since she's been the most popular artist alive for the past 10 plus years and still going. This is what most of my comments looked like when I went through the comments. It's just people resorting to racism. You know what I mean? It's like, if you feel like you have to resort to racism to defend your fave, that tells me that you know that what I'm saying has some ground to it, but you don't want to admit that. You don't want to acknowledge it. So instead of acknowledging it, you just would rather resort to racism. And that tells me everything that I need to know about you. Like, let's be serious. Let's be for real. Also, again, like, I feel like y'all just say things that are not real. The most popular artist alive for the past 10 plus years. What's the source? What's the source? I don't think that you can say any one artist is the most popular artist, because popularity is based off of many different things when it comes to things like music, because music is subjective, right? People can like it, people can not like it, whatever. So to say that she's been the most popular artist alive, again, I need you to be so incredibly for real. Someone said, you can keep that hand holding and the napkin. I'm good with listening to this horrible, in quotes, album and living my life not being this miserable. Another thing that was in most of the comments that I found is people being like, oh, you're just miserable. You're just jealous. You're just da-da-da-da. And it's like, again, you guys say these things when you realize that points are being made, but you refuse to acknowledge them because you would rather defend your mediocre fave than realize, hey, maybe there's some truth. Maybe there's some realness in what's being said. Another comment reads, I understand the backlash from her latest albums, but I disagree with the observation that she's writing about the same thing over and over. She wears high heels. I wear t-shirts. She's cheer captain and I'm on the bleachers. And you belong with me. I'm not a bad bitch, and this isn't savage, but I'm never going to let you down, and I'm never going to leave you now. Is that not the same thing being said, just a different way? Are those not the same lyrics, but just said a different way? Y'all will not gaslight me. Yes, this woman has been writing the same thing over and over. She might branch out here and there, possibly. But when you look at her discography as a whole, she has been writing about her exes and men and being with someone like for the majority of her discography. You will not gaslight me. You will not gaslight me. She is writing about the same thing over and over. You're going to tell me that that is not the exact same line? You're going to tell me that that's not the exact same thing, just said a different way? Be for real. Be for real. And she's actually released really good projects like 1989, Evermore, Folklore, and Red, produced too many hits to call her mediocre. That's like objectively not a real thing. Like, y'all think that quantity equals quality, and it doesn't. Those two things are not the same thing. When you say hits, what does that mean? Like, when you consider a song a hit, do you consider it a hit because it has so many streams? Do you consider it a hit because it was revolutionary and changed the game or something like that? Like, what do you mean by hit? Because I feel like a lot of the time when speaking to Swifties about Taylor producing hits, they're like, oh, but look how many streams she got, and da-da-da-da. And it's like, I know y'all. I know what y'all do. Y'all will literally put an album on to play and turn the volume down and have the album playing while you're asleep. I know y'all do that. I know y'all do that to boost the number of streams. So is it really a hit, or are y'all just like boosting it because it's your fave? Like, let's be real. When you say it's a hit, what does that mean? Because if you're talking about number of streams, again, you're confusing quality with quantity. And I fear that's what a lot of your guys' arguments is based in, and I don't think that that's a fair argument. She is 100% a privileged white woman, but I don't think it's fair not to give credit where it's due. I disagree with your video because 70% of your talking points are the same recycled rage bait talking points. I don't think it is a fair assessment. Latest albums still suck though, and I would agree that she is out of touch right now with people and her fan base. So are my talking points recycled, or are the people just saying the same things because we're making the same observations? Also, like, I need y'all to learn the meaning of words, because just because you disagree with something or just because it made you upset does not mean that it was meant for rage bait, right? Like, did you go into watching my video with an open mind, or did you go into it with, this is how I feel, she has hits, da-da-da-da? Like, do you see what I'm saying? Like, just because you disagree with what's being said doesn't mean that it was posted specifically to anger you or as rage bait. Like, I need y'all to understand that words mean things. And y'all learn these buzzwords and you just throw them around willy-nilly. And it's like, no, that's really not what that means. Like, just because you disagree with something doesn't mean that it was rage bait. Like, let's be serious. And to the point of saying she's 100% a privileged white woman, but I don't think it's fair not to give her credit where it's due. I feel like two things can exist at the same time. I understand that there are some Taylor Swift songs that I'm like, okay, like, this is catchy. I get the hype for this one song. But it's like, when you look at her discography and you look at it as a whole, does she really deserve the hype that she has when you look at the discography and where she was 20 years ago to where she is now? Do I think that she really is deserving of the hype and the fame and the popularity that she has? No. Because again, not much has changed with her from the beginning of her career to now. She still dances the same. You will not gaslight me. She writes about the same things over and over. And it's like, yeah, maybe she has some hits here and there, or maybe she has some good songs here and there. But good hits here and there does not equate to the level of popularity that she has now. She has the level of popularity that she has because she is a privileged white woman. Let's be so fucking for real. She does not have to do anything different, or she doesn't have to improve in her career, because at the end of the day, y'all are going to prop her up. Y'all are going to buy her album. Y'all are going to listen to it no matter what she puts out. And like, that's just real. Like, let's just be fucking for real. The thing is, though, that y'all don't want to, like, y'all will say, yes, she's privileged, but I need y'all to realize and understand and learn that when you say but in a sentence, it negates everything that you've said before the but. So y'all like to disregard her privilege and be like, oh, but she's worked really hard. Has she worked really hard, or has she been mediocre? But since she's a white woman, mediocre is okay. Questions that need answers. Another comment reads, I wonder why people always bring up things they dislike when it's Taylor Swift. Again, y'all are not real. Y'all are not being real, because every artist, regardless of if they deserve the critique or not, every artist gets critiqued. Every single artist. People talk about things that they don't like with every artist. You just don't want to acknowledge that points are being made. So you're like, oh, you guys only do this when it's Taylor Swift. Da, da, da. Shut up. Shut up. Another comment says, peace and love at the end, but the entire video is tearing another woman down. Hypocrite. So first and foremost, let me talk about the peace and love that I say at the end of my videos, because I think that y'all have it a little confused. Whenever I say peace and love at the end of the video, it is never directed at the person that I'm speaking about in the video. Okay? I talk a lot of shit. Okay? I know this. I love to talk. I love to talk shit. God forbid a bitch likes to talk shit. You know what I mean? But I'm trying to make it past them pearly gates. You feel me? So I feel like in my brain, if I talk shit in a video, but I say peace and love at the end, it kind of cancels out like PEMDAS. And honestly, am I talking shit, or am I just making valid points and y'all just don't like what's being said? Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? But in case I am talking shit, in case I am doing something wrong, I feel like if I say peace and love at the end, it cancels it out and I still have my reserved seat beyond the pearly gates. So I don't want y'all to ever think, especially when I'm in a video like reading a racist or a homophobic person or a xenophobic or a transphobic person, like, I'm not saying peace and love for them. Fuck them. You feel me? I'm saying peace and love for me, because I want to make sure that I get past them pearly gates. That has always been for me and me only. That's like you know what I mean? Like, that's for me. That's for my salvation, not for them. Let's get that clear. Second of all, saying that I'm tearing another woman down is actually so fucking comical. This is the white feminism that we be talking about that Swifties and Taylor Swift uses, because y'all only try to use feminism when it benefits y'all. Calling out white privilege and acknowledging white privilege and how it's played a role in the boosting of somebody's career is not tearing that person down. Right? Like, y'all would be like, oh, we need to call out the negatives in the world. We need to call out bigotry. We need to call da-da-da-da. But when it's your fave being called out for the bigotry and the white supremacy and the white tactics that benefit them, now all of a sudden, oh, you're not a girl's girl. You're not a feminist. You're tearing other women down, da-da-da-da. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Like, y'all, that's so lazy and lame. And it's, again, another excuse for y'all to avoid the fact that points are being made, because the points are being made against your fave. And also, like, y'all be talking about oh, you're tearing down women. Why are you bashing women? You're not a girl's girl. Why are we bashing women? Da, 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 da. Didn't old girl shade 2 women in the album? You see what I'm saying? Like, this is the white feminism we be talking about. Y'all be like, oh, what happened to girls supporting girls? Why are you bashing another woman? Why are you tearing another woman down? As you're defending a woman who allegedly dissed 2 women in the album. The selective outrage is crazy. I'm just letting y'all know the selective outrage is very loud and is very crazy. You can't pick and choose when you want to be a feminist. Y'all need to be so fucking for real. Calling out white privilege and acknowledging white privilege is not tearing a woman down. It's tearing down white supremacy. Which, is that not what we're supposed to be doing? Exactly. So shut the fuck up. Another comment says, and the thing is that we Swifties have seen she can create something new and mature like she did with Folklore and Evermore, but she keeps going back to making teen type music at her big age. So shouldn't that tell you, wait, It's like you guys are this close to the point, but it's like you're still missing it. If she can show you that she can write mature music, but she keeps going back to the teenage beat bops, would that not be an indication on how she feels about y'all as fans? Like, is she not kind of playing in y'all's face? If she can show y'all, like, hey, like, I can write something really mature and good, but I'm just not gonna do that because at the end of the day, y'all are gonna buy whatever I put out anyway. So here, it's giving here damn. It's giving a little bit of here damn and also a little bit of like grift, you know? Like, no matter what I put out, they're gonna buy it anyway. So why would I work hard? Why would I, you know, show them my mature side? Why would I put more into my craft when no matter what I put out, they're still gonna listen to it, they're still gonna buy it? You see what I'm saying? It's like, y'all are so close. Y'all are so close. Just lock the fuck in and wake up. Because I feel like, I don't know, that I feel like that's such an indication to me that, like, she knows what she's doing. Yeah. Anyway, the next comment says, imagine if Taylor was a black woman writing about, and I quote, the same thing her whole career. Would you have been saying this? I hate the, oh, but if roles were reversed, shut the fuck up. Roles have been reversed for fucking ever. And also, in this specific situation, the roles could never be reversed because a black woman does not have the luxury of being mediocre. A black woman would never get to the level of fame and popularity that Taylor Swift has by being mediocre. Black women always have to be extraordinary in order to reach that level of fame. Let's be so fucking for real. I hate how y'all always want to do the, oh, but if roles were reversed, imagine it. First of all, we don't have to imagine because roles have been reversed for forever. Okay, that's number one. Number two, black women don't get to be mediocre. They don't. We have to work twice as hard to get half as much. So please shut the fuck up. Y'all just want to derail the conversation because, again, you cannot grapple with the fact that points are being made. So instead of acknowledging that, it's easier for you to make yourself and your faves the victim so that you can play this victim role and not have to acknowledge that points are being made. It's lazy and it's loser fucking behavior. Next thing, why are you blaming Taylor for what her fans are doing? It's not her fault that they're infantilizing her in whatever you're talking about. And I am a black 24-year-old woman saying this. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. I don't believe you. Black people don't say, as a black person, I don't believe you. But to your point of, oh, why are you blaming Taylor? It's her fans infantilizing her. Wrong. Taylor's fans infantilize her because she also infantilizes herself. She's still singing about being in fucking high school. Okay? Like, she's still singing about being this poor little victim and oh, people are being so mean to her. Like, why do you think her fans have the ability to infantilize her? Because she's infantilizing herself. Like, I know that y'all cannot be this. I'm stuttering. Let me lock the fuck in. What I'm saying is not this difficult to understand and comprehend. Which tells me that y'all, again, are doing anything that you can do to avoid acknowledging that there is truth behind what is being said. Y'all want to avoid this conversation like J-Lo avoids using her real vocals in her songs. Y'all avoid this conversation like Trump avoided the draft. And that's why, again, I have no problem with hearing people out. And if they're valid points, I can listen to them. But y'all, I don't feel that y'all make valid points and y'all don't make in good faith points. Because it's always, oh, you just want to tear down a woman, or, oh, but if roles were reversed, or, oh, but, you know, she has a lot of hits, so she must not be mediocre. No, that's not, none of those are valid points to me. I'm so, like, they're just not. They're lazy and they're used to avoid the conversation. And that's why, like, I would just rather y'all be like, you know what you're saying is true, but at the end of the day, I still like her and I'm still going to listen to her. Cool. But the fact that y'all want to try to counter argue or like make a point as to why she's not mediocre, but the point that you're trying to make is based in like literal nothingness, like I can't take y'all seriously. I cannot take y'all seriously. Because if your argument isn't based in, oh, but look at how big her following is, so she must not be mediocre, or oh, you just want to bash women, or oh, you're just jealous, or you guys like resort to racism, and y'all think that those are valid arguments, y'all think that y'all ate with that, okay. Like, I can't, like, it, I would just rather y'all say, like, listen, yeah, it's mediocre, but I like mediocre, because I'm also mediocre, and it just makes me, that's what I relate to, period, heard you. But the fact that these are the arguments that y'all try to make back, I fear I rest my case. I fear, like, you guys just proved my point. The arguments that y'all respond with are just as mediocre as Taylor's music. Hope this helps. So as I've said, and as I will continue to say, unless somebody wants to present me with a valid argument, Taylor Swift is a mediocre white woman, and she's risen to fame and popularity because other mediocre white women in J-Lo like to be able to relate to someone who is mediocre. Because there are so many phenomenal white singers that y'all could put on the pedestal that y'all do for Taylor Swift, and y'all don't do it. Adele is right there. Zara Larsson is right there. Hayley Williams is right there. Renee Rapp is right there. Like, there are so many talented people that I feel like deserve popularity and fame that Taylor Swift has, but they don't have it, and I don't get it. I don't understand it. I do understand it, but y'all don't like my reasoning, so enjoy. I don't know. Y'all don't make sense to me, but white privilege doesn't make sense. So yeah, I guess that tracks. Anyways, I've said what I've said. I've yet to see an argument that is not based in white feminism, racism, or just completely avoiding the argument. So until then, I will be standing by what I've said. Hope this helps. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. I hope everyone's having a good day except for that orange drink lady. And I will talk to you in the next episode. Peace and love. Talk to you later. The Napkin in Between, hosted by Dejanay Jones, produced by Dejanay Jones, post-production by Dejanay Jones, music by Sam Champagne, and graphics by Isma Vidal. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you next episode.